next session of our webcast on estate planning, I want to talk about another part of the estate distribution planning, and that's the folks that you name in your document. That the document, whether it's a will or a trust that's distributing your estate, you got to name folks to handle different roles in that document. So we've got a person called an executor in your will who handles the administration of your estate, person who's named to kind of gather up your financial assets at the time of your passing, pay off any debts or expenses, and distribute your estate in accordance with your will. That's the executor's role, kind of a short-term engagement, and then their job is done. We have trustees potentially in the document. Even in a will, if you follow advice we talked about in the last segment, and you say, hey, I'm going to leave stuff in trust for my children rather than outright, we got to name a trustee, somebody who's going to oversee that. So they're going to be in charge of the investment responsibility of those trust assets and the distribution of those assets. They're going to have, in most cases, discretionary distribution to distribute those assets and income from those assets to the beneficiaries during the course of the year for whatever their needs happen to be or what they think are appropriate needs for that beneficiary. So that's the first two positions we might fill in a will or other document: executor, trustee. And then finally, guardian for younger folks that have younger children, minor children under the age of 18. We think it's important to name someone to be the guardian of that children if something should unfortunately happen to those parents and they need to go live and have a surrogate parent, if you will. That's the role of the guardian, to make all those kind of decisions and be the surrogate parent for that individual in the unfortunate circumstance that something happens to their parents prematurely. So that's an important role also. All three of these, like we talked about with the healthcare proxy, like we talked about with the power of attorney, we think it's important to have successors in these roles. You'll name a primary executor and then name successor executors, primary trustee, and then successor. Again, in all these roles, we often focus on family members, so this could very well be a spouse or partner as the primary executor and trustee, and then children, daughter, son, together or in order as successors. Guardians can be a little bit more of a discussion with a couple on their minor children, who's the appropriate people to be their guardian, because it's an important role, obviously. But all of these involve a significant discussion and estate planning process with the clients on who are the appropriate people in these positions.